Hello and welcome to another delicious review. Today I have really something like surprise ration, which I bought recently, because I don't know much about it. So I bought it as a Ukrainian ration. You can see here, glory to Ukraine, Slava Ukraini, Geroyam Slava. And it was, let's say, sold as a ration which is really now used during the war. On the front line, but as you can see, this is something like a sticker printed on an inkjet printer. So I don't know if it is 24 hours or a single meal. And yeah, I haven't seen a Ukrainian ration like this. It reminds me more of the Russian ration. So let's see what's inside. I'm also very curious. We have a Ziploc here, or yeah, basically it should be open along this line. We have tear notch. Yeah, I have to take a knife or scissors. Yeah, now it opens. Yeah, let's pack this on the table. Yes, I expected. This is not an Ukrainian ration, really. So these are Russian items. So this is probably current Russian ration, but not fully 24 hours, because we don't have any biscuits, any drinks, anything like this. Anyway, we have three mains. We have some side dishes, and yeah, some desserts. We have vegetable stew with beef. We have the buckwheat with beef. We have rasonik, which is kind of soup. Probably you have to add water, and yeah, we'll see then in a minute. We have a pate, which is liver pate with carrot. We have processed cheese. This is kind of a vegetable side dish from bell pepper, and this is kind of luncheon meat. Then we have apple puree, apple butter, this small chocolate, water purification tablet, this device for opening these cans, and something interesting, something like can opener, which seems to be used, but the ration was sealed. Yeah, and yeah, this is this kind of opening device. Okay, let's divide it into some batches and try if it's any good. By the way, the production date is 2023 January, so it is really fresh. Now we have June. As a first meal, we will start with this set, which is the pate, and this processed cheese, apple butter, and this stew, vegetable stew with beef. I will have a look. Yeah, we have also potatoes here. We have onion, carrots. Yeah. We'll see. I will put it in hot water and get some bread to eat it together, and maybe make tea. While the main is heating, let's check these side dishes. So I have here regular bread, and we'll start with this processed cheese. It is production date is in February, so this is one of the freshest rations which I have. Yeah. It's a bit on the dark side, like maybe like cheddar, but we'll see. Quite firm, not easy spreadable, so kind of rubbery texture. Yeah. Anyway, let's give it a try. Well, it is impossible to eat it without water because it is too dry. So this cheese tastes like a very cheap processed cheese without any special flavors, but yeah, it's just, you know, standard ordinary cheese, and nothing wrong to this. Now this liver pate with carrots. It is also fresh, 4 months old or 3 months old. Yeah, and has a bit orange color, and yeah, probably also the taste is different. Yeah, this pate is quite tasty. It is also the carrots make it more spreadable and lighter. So I think the idea of adding carrot here was really good. Now let's get the main. Okay, it was 10 minutes in hot water. Yeah, I will put it in a bowl. It looks appetizing. Yeah, as you can see, a lot of meat here. We have also some beans and some, this is probably celery root, carrots and so on. Smells like yeah, beef and vegetables, as it should be. Yeah, it is really tasty. You don't need any salt or pepper here, maybe a bit of pepper, but the meat is not overwhelming, so it is rather tastes like vegetables, not like a meat, but you have some meat here, so it is also a full vegetable meat dish. Yeah, for me it's the best part probably of these three items for this meal. And as a kind of dessert, we have this apple butter. Which I will just eat straight. Very dark. Yeah, and very tasty. Very concentrated apple flavor. Yeah, basically, yeah, it is sweetened. So this is not only sweetness from the apple, but also from the sugar. Really good. So we have the second meal. The main dish is rasolnik, which is normally a soup, but this is very dense, so this will be kind of stew. We have here potatoes, salted cucumbers, carrots, onions, we have pearl barley, and tomato paste, some fat, and so on. We have apple puree as a dessert, and this is the farsz kołbasny, which is kind of, let's say, luncheon meat or something like a sausage in a can. And this is probably somehow mixed pork and beef. So I will heat it up in hot water and we'll try this hopefully delicious meal. So we are ready to go. I will start with this luncheon meat or whatever sausage. Yeah, looks good. Okay, Maybe I'll try with fork. A bit jelly. Yeah, pieces of meat. Quite tasty. So it reminds me more the Polish luncheon meat than the Spam, but it's quite good. So salty enough, just a regular luncheon meat. We'll open this rasolnik. This version has no cutlery, no spoons, but I have some. I don't know what I will use. This is these are metal spoons, but they really are good for this ration because they are quite old. I think say 70s or 80s, and they are made in the Soviet Union. So for the Russian ration is a good choice. All right, I will try this magical device to open up the can. Well, I don't know how to use it. I have to say, no idea. Somehow this way? No. This way? Yeah. You have no instruction here, so I will open this by hand. Inside we have, you can see, hopefully it will focus, pearl barley, we have some strips of celery, I think, some potatoes. It smells a bit like a tomato paste, so quite nice. Let's try with the spoon. This is a vegetarian dish, so you have the different vegetables here, and it's quite interesting, mainly because of these dark green small pieces, which are salted cucumbers, so not really salted, they are fermented in a salt like just like sauerkraut. So this is the same type of fermentation, and it gives this a sour flavor. So it is really interesting, I have to say. Something new, and I believe that this kind of flavor is kind of home kitchen, so kind of reminding you of about your dinner when you were at home, kind of traditional taste. Now this apple puree, something between gray and brown, quite runny. And quite tasty, because it is not very much sweet, so I don't know if it's sugar inside, but really a light snack with a fruit flavor. I think it's a good set altogether here. This is the last meal, let's say dinner, so now we have something like 7 p.m. and what is left is this buckwheat groat with beef, mixed vegetables, so kind of vegetable stew which contains bell pepper and is also in tomato sauce. Small chocolate, and something what I will not test is this water purification tablets. So let me heat it up in the hot water and then we will taste. It was produced in January, so it is something like 5 months old only. Maybe before I put it in the water, let's have a look on the content, what is inside, because after soaking in the water, it will be difficult to read. Yes, we have here beef, of course, we have buckwheat, we have fat, we have onions, salt, black pepper, and that's all. No even single preservative. And in this dish, which will be eat cold, we have carrot, we have beetroots, we have bell pepper, we have tomato paste, some onions, oil, sugar, and so on. Yeah, so I'm going to the kitchen to heat it up. So the main is heated up. Yeah. I will try to open this without any special devices. Should be possible. Yeah. As you can see. Yeah. Inside we have a standard, I would say, Russian army buckwheat, which looks like, it is really hot. It looks like just only buckwheat, but it is not true. We have some beef here, which is grounded and mixed together, but it is not that much appetizing dish in the world. So, yeah, maybe on the bottom, you will see, So, for example, in the Polish rations, you have sometimes the rice or pasta on the top, and on the bottom you have a layer of meat. Here it is somehow mixed. Probably also this beef is just, we don't have that much of this beef. It is not written here on this label how many percent, but yeah. Anyway, it's worth to try. The taste is pretty decent. So the buckwheat is tender, and you can taste a bit of this beef. Not that much. You cannot, feel it with your tongue or whatever. But in terms of flavor, you can somehow eat it. I will open this one because maybe a good idea will be to mix both of them. I made a mess. But the smell is fantastic. So this is the smell of onion, tomato paste, and oil. Yeah, it's really good. So this dish and this rasonik, which was also vegetarian, are the best from the whole ration. So let's try this together. Yeah, the result is that the flavor of this vegetable mix is so strong that it just cancels any of these flavors. So maybe just a little bit and a lot of this buckwheat. Yeah, that's the right proportion. So just a little bit of this and more of this main meal. All in all, not bad. This is really tasty. Yeah, this is something like it's tasty. It's okay. However, in terms of this beef and this nutritional part as proteins, you don't have a lot of beef here. So maybe the oficerski czokolad, which means I cannot translate it into English. Officer is not the English word for officer. This is something like military grade, higher military grade. So not for Private Ryan. Good. Dark chocolate. It is hard, but it is quite tasty, so sweet enough, but you can also taste the cocoa because there is a lot of cocoa here, so good quality chocolate. So all in all, this ration was really very special. The first reason is that basically it was a Ukrainian ration, but looks like they have conquered this on the enemy, some enemy depot, so inside was the ration of your enemy. And as you could see, and maybe you can compare this with another reviews of Russian rations, I will put some links in the description. So this is doesn't contain all these items which we are used to. I mean, a lot of drinks, a lot of biscuits, and so it is, you know, something like a lean ration. We don't know what's inside. But thank you for watching. Slava Ukraini, Geroyam Slava. So glory to the Ukraine, and see you in my next reviews. Bye.